When the Earth Roars. Inside an earthquake. This is an earthquake, one of nature's most powerful and unpredictable forces. Today, we go inside the story of earthquakes, how they happen, what they do, and why understanding them matters more than ever. Context, history, and science. Earthquakes are among the oldest natural forces known to humankind. Ancient civilizations tried to explain them through myths. In Japan, people believed a giant catfish shook the land. In Greece, the god Poseidon was called the Earth Shaker. But science tells a different story. Earthquakes begin deep below the ground. Our planet's outer shell, called the lithosphere, is broken into massive slabs of rock called tectonic plates. These plates float on a softer, molten layer beneath them. They move slowly, colliding, sliding, and grinding past one another. When pressure builds along their boundaries, it eventually releases as seismic waves, energy that travels through the Earth. What we feel on the surface is the shaking. The strength of that shaking is measured on the Richter scale, or more accurately today, the moment magnitude scale. Most quakes are small and barely felt. But when pressure has built up for decades, centuries, or longer, the release can be catastrophic. What happened? Case studies and examples. To understand the human impact of earthquakes, we look at some of the most significant events in history. The Great Chilean Earthquake, 1960. On May 22, 1960, the strongest earthquake ever recorded struck Chile. It measured 9.5 on the moment magnitude scale. Entire towns crumbled. The shaking lasted more than 10 minutes. It generated a massive tsunami that crossed the Pacific Ocean, hitting Hawaii, Japan, and the Philippines. In total, over 2,600 people lost their lives, and millions were displaced. San Francisco Earthquake, 1906. In the early morning of April 18, 1906, San Francisco shook violently. The earthquake ruptured nearly 300 miles of the San Andreas Fault. Fires broke out across the city, burning for days. Nearly 3,000 people died, and more than half of the city's population was left homeless. Haiti Earthquake, 2010. On January 12, 2010, a 7.0 earthquake struck near Port-au-Prince, Haiti. The country's weak infrastructure turned a natural disaster into a humanitarian crisis. Over 220,000 people were killed. The capital city was reduced to rubble. Millions were left without food, water, or shelter. These events show us how one phenomenon can create ripples of destruction, collapsing buildings, rupturing roads, triggering landslides, and even sending waves across oceans. Why it matters. Science, preparedness, and future. Earthquakes matter because they are unavoidable. Unlike hurricanes or floods, they come without warning. Scientists can identify where earthquakes are likely to occur, but predicting the exact time remains impossible. This unpredictability makes preparation essential. Countries like Japan have invested heavily in earthquake-resistant buildings, early warning systems, and public drills. These measures save lives when disaster strikes, but many regions lack such resources. In developing nations, poorly constructed buildings collapse quickly, leading to high casualties. Earthquakes, therefore, are not just natural events. They are human events, where science, engineering, and policy determine survival. There is also a growing link to urbanization. More people now live in megacities built on fault lines, places like Istanbul, Tokyo, and Los Angeles. As populations grow, the potential impact of future quakes increases. And with modern technology, one earthquake is not just a local story. News travels instantly. Images of destruction spread across the globe in minutes. A disaster in one country becomes a shared human experience. Conclusion. Final 1-2 minutes. Earthquakes remind us of the power of the planet beneath our feet. They are sudden, violent, and unstoppable. But they are also a call to action. Through better science, stronger infrastructure, and greater awareness, we can reduce their toll. We cannot prevent earthquakes, but we can prepare. So, the next time the earth roars, the question is not whether it will happen. It's whether we are ready.